All right, let's kind of give him a quick tour around town. Stella, I wouldn't drop that water. It's going to kick out all our torches. Jeff's not going to light anybody else on fire, at least for the next 3 minutes. All right, so what's this, though?
This is our house. It had to be remade because it was blown up by creepers millions of times. We got beds.
1,000 times.
All right, so what do you got? What do you got inside there?
We got some beds. We got a roof that's glass, and we got a chimney. We got some beautiful, beautiful stuff.
Yeah, these windows look pretty intense.
Guys, stop breaking the freaking door!
Stop
Antagonizing?
Yes, thank you, sir. The villager, the baby villager. He needs to live, or else I'll kill you.
Oh,
wait. Don't
Which
respawn,
I will
though.
totally take him. I mean, that'll happen. I mean, if Guy gets his brain set on murder, it's definitely going to happen.
No, baby sheep, baby
All right.
sheep.
Well, I'll take everyone down to the.
So this is the potato farm.
Guys, I got a lawnmower. Got a lawnmower.
Oh, the baby sheep. So yeah, this is probably the most basic of farms that you can set up. And what we did is we trapped a villager up here. That was kind of a pain because we don't really have any iron to move them in a minecart. So we had to do it with boats, which is always a challenge. The next challenge was we took this villager and then linked him to this workstation, which is a composter, which flips him over to being a farmer. So once he was linked to this workstation, we then had to link him to his bed, because if the villager sleeps every night, it'll sort of reset his trades. And as Guy noted earlier, he really likes trading different foods and so on and so forth. But the whole point was, when we got the villager up here, villagers have, I believe it's 4 slots. Those 4 slots they can fill with different types of things they can plant, like wheat, they'll have seeds, or potatoes, or carrots, or so on and so forth. So as they plant out their crop, you just have to pick the crop out of the ground and then start throwing the crops at the villager that you want them to plant. And eventually, you'll overturn their inventory. And once you do that, then you can trap them in a location like this. This has a whole trough of water, which you can get away with just having single spots of water. Stella, I love that parrot.
Thank you.
So what happens is, if you come up and you start picking the crops, the villagers will replant anywhere there is an open tilled area that has water. So you can see the villagers running around. He's replanting crops. So all we have to do is then break down the crops and then throw the potatoes into our burning system. The burning system is essentially a hopper that dumps into the furnace, and the way that that works is the potatoes will come into the top slot, and as they're cooked, they'll dump into that side slot. Oh, great, zombie. And then the lower hopper will actually pick up the potatoes. Thank you, Stella. Appreciate it. So what you'll see is, as these potatoes cook, they'll dump into the output slot, but then see it goes blip, and then the lower hopper will actually grab those potatoes out and put them into our barrel that we have down here. So the only thing that we really have to do is trap the villager, flip his inventory to potatoes, make sure the ground is tilled, and he'll plant all the crops for us. And this is the most basic of automation. So there's other ways to do automated farms, but this is the most basic for when you just start out on a brand new world or a brand new realm. The next thing you're going to notice is that Jeff actually ran through and threw torches everywhere. So in 1.18 on Bedrock, mobs won't spawn basically where there's any light level. So that's a 15 block diameter. So we have these torches placed pretty tight, so really nowhere in town at any point in time should we have mobs spawning. But obviously as we get outside of town, that's where you're going to start to see the mobs kind of get pushed out, and then they run into the area as Stella's fighting them off now, because they will path towards you as a hostile mob. Stella, are you eating rotten flesh? Nice. And one of the other things sort of in the beginning of the game that we recommend everybody gets is a really, really basic tree farm. Oak is probably the easiest to plant. I think birch is easy as well. But the thing with Bedrock is that you need at least one space between every oak tree. So what we did is we basically carved out the ground using our shovels to make paths, and then those paths further break down into basically a small little square where we plant trees. So inside of this, you can see that we have some saplings planted, and we have full trees that are growing. Yes, hello, Stella. Basically, what this allows us to do is jump on top of this huge mass of trees and get off as many leaves as we want. If we're trying to basically mob mitigate, which we're going to use a lot of these leaves when we start to build our raid farm in future videos. But then we have, as we start to harvest off these trees, we'll actually create more space for these other saplings to grow.